Certainly seems to be the case here in terms of that overwhelming evidence, Marjorie. Michael Jaafar, do you think is going to be successful in getting leniency from this judge?
I don't know. This case has way too high of a profile. I think this judge is going to have to hammer her. At the end of the day, I like what my co-panelist said. She said a reckoning of conscience. I'm going to use that from now on. I've never said that before. And Julia, listen, I've sat through well over 1,000 sentencings, well over 1,000. I was a public defender. All we did was sit through sentencings, right? I don't remember a sentencing being this raunching already, and it's just at the beginning, right? This lady has the trifecta. She has like the hat trick of agony in this case. She was not only drunk driving, not only was she being just a devious person, not only was she bar hopping, but she murdered a lady on the day of her wedding. So if I was a fly on the wall in the room of her attorney today when they decided to take this blind plea, here's what I probably would have heard. Look, this is going to be awful. A trial is only going to make things make matters worse. You need to throw yourself at the mercy of this judge and hope that the judge has some sort of a leniency for you. So I think the judge is just going to hammer her, going to give her the max. There's no other way. I think the judge is going to give her the max in this case, period. I think there's no other way of doing it. You have a wedding, you have a wedding day murder. You were driving 65 in a 25 zone. I've had many clients who were just as drunk as her, and they walked because they ran into a wall and they just broke their backs, right? And they didn't hurt anybody, right? They're just their dumb luck. Her dumb luck was that she just ran into a lady on a golf cart on her wedding day. So I think the judge is going to listen. There's consequences to actions, and she's going to face the reckoning of justice today.
That's certainly what the mother said. They don't get a partial sentence. She shouldn't get a partial sentence. We will keep everyone updated on what happens in that courtroom.
Yeah, I think you're right. I agree. Michael, weigh in on this part, because the defense was just arguing to the court, listen, the forensic testing is extremely complicated, and that is something I think absolutely is probably true in preparing a defense in this case.
Oh, it's very, very problematic. It's very difficult, especially the fact that they haven't found a body yet, right? So the defense attorney was laying that out to the judge and letting her know, look, we're going to try to make the deadline, getting the trial before Thanksgiving of next year. But this is very complicated. I had this other trial, then I have this other trial coming up, then I have a manslaughter trial coming up in January. So this is a very complicated case. And sometimes defense attorneys are compelled to remind judges that, hey, I know you want to get to lunch, but at the end of the day, we might need some time. In this case, is very complicated, and we heard earlier about the difficulty of getting the evidence from the, with the 2E letter and getting the stuff from the federal investigators. And so some trials, sometimes, especially when you have bureaucracy, especially when you have forensic testing and all this stuff, sometimes you need a year to prepare for a trial. It's not unconscionable to even believe that. So I could sympathize with him and what he was saying.
And,